Which is why we didn't get the album, because now he got to do his old album over.
Gotta say, New Year, same old shit. What's up, what's happening? Big K Beezy in this thing. K Beezy for Shazy. What's up, what's happening? How's y'all? Probably just gonna go out on the New Year. If I can get it out before, it'll probably go on the 31st. But yeah, what's up, what's happening? But probably New Year. But anyways, with that being said, we had to talk about this shit real quick. Because apparently, and just going off like one of the last recordings we're gonna get. The last recordings we're going to get of 2026. Rory and Ma, the new Rory and Ma podcast, when they're making their predictions and talking their shit with Damaris, shout out Damaris as well. They basically insinuated that J. Cole allegedly had to re-record the entire Fall Off album because of Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Now, we've been waiting for the Fall Off. We've been speculating when this shit was going to drop. Of course, the Drake and Kendrick beef took a lot of time off of that. We've been talking about it. But allegedly, what Rory and Ma alluded to was that Kendrick had like 2 tracks on there allegedly, and there was a Drake feature on there as well. But because of the whole shit that was going on between both parties, maybe he had to re-record this shit. Because again, especially if that was before the beef popped off between Drake and Kendrick, the whole diss tracks, now with the diss tracks taking place and J. Cole copping some pleas. Remember, he dropped the, what was it, 7-minute murder or drill, whatever the fuck it was called, dissing Kendrick, but he took that back. He like, yo, my brother, my bad, and I'm sorry. And I do think him and Cole talked and they cool. I mean, him and Kendrick talked and they cool. But then he did like the Port Antonio freestyle, like, Drake, you'll always be my partner. It's like he was copping, please. He was doing all this. It wasn't sitting right with his spirit. He was doing all this, and that's perfectly fine. Still, the way he went about it was... You could have just been neutral. You could have been Switzerland and minded your business. But you jumped out here, and after you jumped out here, you took that shit back. That's the only thing I didn't like about that situation. Anyways, let's fast forward to today, because I'm just talking about old shit at this point. So from Rory and Ma's information, wherever they got this information from, they're saying that we could have been had the album. The album was well on its way, but it had to be pushed back because of the whole Drake and Kendrick shit. And who knows if J. Cole has them Kendrick features or them Drake features. And like I said, I know Drake ain't really fucking with that boy right now. Just me, just from how it looks, he ain't really fucking with dude right now. And then, yeah, there was just a lot of shit going on. So we could have been had this project because of all this other bullshit that was going on. Like, yo, I forgot who the fuck, I think it was Thug when he said, like, yo, that beef, and even Chance the Rapper to a specific extent, yo, that beef made some shit different. Yo, it really did, bro. It really, niggas is picking sides and scared to collab. But anyway, let's get to it, man. So, anyways. J. Cole has been teasing the Fall Off for years, yet somehow fans have not been given any sort of update. Might lead later, like 7-minute drill. Again, this is some old shit. I'm getting to when Rory and Ma, like the Rory and Ma podcast says that. Since that time, the Drake and Kendrick beef has rocked hip-hop to its core. As for Cole, there have been some who feel as though he completely botched the situation. Some fans felt that it was some sort of performance art to promote the underlying themes of the album, The Fall Off. I'm skimming. Here we go. Rory and Ma. So, according to Ma from the Rory and Ma podcast, there's a very good reason why J. Cole has yet to drop a project. Essentially, J. Cole had features from both Kendrick and Drake on the album. However, following the beef, no one is really rocking with each other, and it has forced Cole to re-record everything. That's basically what they alluded to. If I can, because, you know, niggas gonna copyright some shit, I will try to insert the clip. If I can, I am sorry. But anyways.
Okay. Yes, Kendrick was on the album. And Drake is on the album. Well, what?
This is quoted from all. Yes, Kendrick was on the album and Drake was on the album, all said. Which is why we didn't get the album, because now he got to go do the whole album over again. And honestly, and they speculated like it was the Fall Off, so I think Rory was saying that it could have had artists who necessarily people thought have fallen off, like there could have been a Waka Flocka feature and other aspects like that. And I was here for, because I've been waiting for this Fall Off for a minute. And the way it was being marketed, it would look like it was J. Cole's last album. We might get like maybe some EPs, some singles here and there, but last project, or we might get like some Dreamville shit. But besides that, anyways, as for when J. Cole will finally drop the Fall Off, at this point we simply don't know. I hope it drops in 2026 at this point. It should. At this point, we simply do not know. Cole has gone ghost on social media and doesn't seem eager to return anytime soon. It feels as though the artist is letting some of his contemporaries, get their releases out of the way. A$AP Rocky is drop. Hey, we'll see if A$AP Rocky drops. Don't Be Dumb. Apparently, it's supposed to drop on January 16th. I don't know, but we're not here to talk about it. So imagine this whole time, because of this whole Lil Drake and Kendrick situation, we not getting the fall off this whole fucking time. By the way, late time vibes. I'm recording in the nighttime. Well, it get darker now because it's winter, but yeah, you already know. Anyways, bro, imagine for this whole time we could have been had this shit, but because of that little situation. And also, if it's honestly, yes, I get it, like, you really generally fuck with them niggas. And I'm not saying choose an artist, because regardless how, yes, Drake lost the beef, that's still a Drake feature. It's still going to go up. A Kendrick feature is going to go up. So it's just crazy the fact that we could have been had all this, but because of this beef, shit had to change. That would piss me the fuck off if I'm Cole. But the fact that Cole, he tried his best, but I know them niggas ain't really fuck with each other. And I know that shit, Drake did not like that shit. Because you came out to shoot, then you rescinded it so quick. So it's like, why the fuck was you playing? I would have respected it more if you just stood on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them aspects where I look at it as, yeah, man, if you're going to keep one person, who do you keep? Yes, we know Kendrick won the battle, but who knows? What if the Drake song was very fire as well? And it makes sense for him to have a Drake record. Now, I hope that both records, or we do get a Kendrick feature and a Drake feature on the project, because still, but we'll see. I just don't know. We could have been had this shit. If J. Cole just was Switzerland and was keeping the cool shit, we might have had both niggas on the project. And we could have kept the shit pushing, but hey. We'll see exactly what happens with the situation. But besides all that, bro, like, I just don't, yeah, fam. I really don't know. I really don't know at this point. Shout out to Rory and Ma giving us this gem going into the new year. You heard me? By the way, I hope everybody's straight for the New Year's, everybody good and shit like that. But besides that, I'm going to keep trying to apply pressure. Thank you for the support as always. I appreciate y'all. But like I said, it's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today. The Black TJ that while I'm doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe, you try to hit a little bit more, you heard me. And I'm gone. Shalom, Zoom, peace, y'all else gang. Aye.